If you like Casablanca, then you'll like Hold Back the Dawn from 1941. Charles Boyer is back again. This time, he's a European refugee who has made it to Mexico, but he really wants to go to the US. However, time doesn't seem to be on his side.
An old girlfriend, played by Paulette Goddard, gets a green card by marrying an American on vacation in Mexico.
Now, Boyer schemes to do the same and finds his ticket in a naive schoolteacher, played by Olivia de Havilland. He woos her, marries her, but then slowly falls in love with her. It's a little outdated since certain rules have changed, but honestly, it doesn't matter too much. This movie reteamed director Mitchell Leisen with writers Billy Wilder and Charles Brackett. The trio had previously worked on one of my favorite underrated films, Midnight. This film is more of a drama, though, but it still has comedic elements, and man does it pack a punch. This is a very strong romance. The dynamic between de Havilland and Boyer is seldom seen anymore. It really leaves a lasting effect. Olivia de Havilland is one of my favorite actresses of all time, and this film was made during the peak of her career. She was never afraid to play meek characters, which I think is just as admirable as playing a strong character. You really have to open yourself up to convey so much fragility to the audience. Like Arthur in my last review, you just love to see her happy. She actually reminds me of a lot of people I know when they finally find someone they've connected with. Now let's talk about Boyer. Man, what an arc. This is a brilliant role for him and impeccable casting. He is one of the most charming actors of his day, and I can't think of anyone who would have made this role better. When he's talking to de Havilland, you can almost see through his visage. There are enough subtleties to pick up on it, but you understand why de Havilland falls for him. As Boyer falls for de Havilland, he manages to become rather touching. You start to hope that de Havilland forgives him when she finds out, because it's a Hollywood movie from the 40s. Of course she's gonna find out. Again, this was written by Wilder and Brackett, so not only is it clever and witty, but it's fantastic handling moments that would normally come off as melodramatic. According to my research on Wilder, there was supposed to be a scene in the beginning where Boyer talks to a cockroach, emphasizing his loneliness, and getting across some exposition. Boyer hated the scene, so the director cut it. This enraged both Wilder and Brackett, and caused them to set out to have Wilder direct their scripts so it could come out just as they envisioned them. So if it wasn't for this film, we might not have had some of the best films of all time. There's lots of great framing of characters in this movie. It was a common device at the time, but honestly I've become numb to it. But when I notice it, it really sticks out to me.
One shot that's always stuck with me is when Boyer looks at Olivia de Havilland through the rearview mirror of the bus.
I think it's beautiful and conveys so much of what the characters are going through in the story. An interesting connection to Casablanca is actress Madeleine LeBeau. She's in this and Casablanca. In that film she played Yvonne, Rick's hookup who cries during the Les Marseilles sequence. She was also the last living cast member of that film, passing away in 2016. Another interesting piece of casting is Mitchell Leisen playing a director at Paramount. Yeah, I forgot to mention, the framing story takes place at Paramount Studios.
Not only that, but Leisen plays a fictional character named Dwight Saxon, but shoots an actual scene from a previous movie he made called I Wanted Wings. And the scene they actually shoot has Veronica Lake, who was in that scene.
This was before she became super famous, by the way. But I always found this part bizarre, but I do like talking about it. The aspect of the refugees trying to escape to America definitely taps into some of the themes explored in Casablanca, not to mention the romance. So, if you like those parts in Casablanca, then I recommend you check out Hold Back the Dawn.